How did you end up in Vermont? I guess we're going to skip a few years.
Yeah, how did I get in Vermont?
Yeah.
After Lloyd, after I finished Lloyd, playing with Lloyd Sims and the Untouchables, Lloyd Sims broke up. It wasn't the same no more. And so, and all the other people was getting, the band was more soulful again. So and they broke up. They had a fight in Providence, Rhode Island. And so I decided to do, because when I was playing in Canada, I met Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. That's why I'm in Canada. That's why I'm in Vermont right now. Believe me or not. I met Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush in Canada, and when he gave me his card and said, if you ever leave the Untouchables, here's my card. I want you to join me. I want you to play with me. Frank Marino. And I never heard him before, and so he gave me his card, and so after the band broke up, so I seen this card, so well, let me go join Frank Marino in Canada. So when I went to the border after I paid my bus ticket to go to Canada, from Providence, Rhode Island. I'm going to Canada to look up Frank Marino, and it's a recording studio in Montreal wanted me to play there too. So I had two numbers to look to check out. And so after I got to Canada, after I got to the border, they wouldn't let me through the border.
Why not?
Because I didn't have enough money.
Oh.
I didn't have enough money, and the people who I wanted to play with was Frank Marino was on the road, and I couldn't find him. And I called his number, and nobody was home. He was gone. He was on the road. And the recording studio was a Sunday, so late Saturday. I mean, it was a Saturday when I got to the border, and the recording studio was closed on a Sunday, so I couldn't call them. And so they would say, well, you can't, I'm sorry, you can't go through the border. You don't know nobody there. And they treated me pretty freaking nasty, actually. They were just simply just nasty, period. That's all I can, if it was nice, I would say so. But it was nice when I was playing there with the bands and stuff like that. But when I'm going there by myself, no. And so I was so pissed off. And so they said, there's two places we can take you, send you back to. We can send you back to Albany, New York. I played in Albany a whole lot, and it's too, I said, well, nah. And we can take you to Albany, St. Albans, Vermont. I said, and I know it was I know I was going to get some shit up there in Albany, St. Albans, New York. But I'm the only black motherfucker in the motherfucking place, so I said, well, I'm going to take my freaking chances. And, hey, I'm doing this so far, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play in St. Albans, and fuck it, I'm going to do it. I know I'm going to be called all kinds of names and all this kind of niggers and all this black shit and all this, and getting fights and stuff. I knew I was going to get all of that. So I was gung-ho, and I did it. And so in St. Albans, then I met for the first time. I didn't notice at the time. The woman in the bus station paid me up, let me have her room for free. Her name was Mrs. Moore. I had no kin to me. She was a white lady. And she talked like that. I don't want to get no there. I said, sure, I'd love to have a place. She said, well, you can stay up in the room up there and do it. I said, okay, and then you can go get the bar and get up and go find your job. And so that's what I did. And so as soon as I got up the next day, I went to the unemployment office. And guess who was at the unemployment office? Nobby Reed's wife. She the one gave people jobs. She was the head of the, I think she was the head of the hiring and, I don't know, it was some kind of job thing, where you can get jobs and stuff like that. She asked me, what do you do? And I happened to run into her. They said, well, go to this lady here, Mrs. Gage, Diane Gage. So I went over there, and I told her all my stories, and she said, my husband is a musician, and his band Grief just broke up. You might could use him. He might could use you. And I said, well, great. And so she said, well, okay, well, here's my address, and so from then, that's how I started in Vermont. And he said, well, what do you play? Some people said, what do you play? I said, I play saxophone. He said, well, there's no horn players in Vermont. We play banjos and guitars. You know, you have a hard time playing saxophone in here, in this town here. You know, it's banjos and guitars and basses and tub basses and bing boing, that kind of stuff, you know. So I started out like that, and then after that, I started meeting. I met John Castle. I met Paul Asbell. I met a whole lot of slew of other people. I met Ellen Powell. I met Zoot Wilson. They hired me to play with the end zones, and I met Ellen Powell, and then I met all of these other people here, and that's how I get to know all the people from this point on. And I've been meeting all these people. I met John Fishman. John Fishman hired me for Port Tornado. We did a tour all over the country. We played Vegas. We played New Orleans. We played California. We played the Bowery Ballroom, New York City. We played everywhere. And so when I went with John Fishman, then I went with End Zone, Zoot Wilson in the End Zone. Hey, I've never worked so hard. He worked me like a black man then. I say, Jesus. Zoot never, and the guy worked so freaking hard. And every time I came off the road with off the stage with Zoot Wilson, I'm sweating. I'm leaving another place sweating playing with Zoot Wilson in the end zones. And so that's how I've been doing this so far. And so I've been doing all this, and then my story is just still going right here. Yeah. So there you go.